Hey, has anyone else come across this new shopping channel? It's the one with the logo that looks like a snake in the shape of an S. I just can't recommend it highly enough. It sells the most useful stuff and it's all really inexpensive. They aren't allowed to say things are cheap on shopping channels. They're inexpensive or good value for money. I'm not sure what channel it's on because I can't seem to find it on the TV listings. I think it must have just come on in the middle of the night when there are no proper programs, but the station doesn't want dead air. I first came across it about 8 months ago. I had a car accident and had my legs pinned and covered in scaffolding, and getting to bed on an evening was too much like hard work. I wasn't sleeping that well anyway, probably due to a lack of exercise during the day, so it just suited me to lay on the sofa with the TV on and doze. So anyway, I was having a particularly rough night. Have you ever fallen asleep in front of the TV and had the audio make its way into your dreams and affect them? I think that must have been what happened because as I woke up, I looked at the TV and there were these two hideous faces on the screen. They had great, big, smiling mouths, literally from ear to ear, absolutely full of disgusting, rotting black teeth, and they were whispering to each other. They gave me a really malignant look and sniggered. That was when I actually woke up with a bit of a start, and found myself looking at two very shiny people, with shiny white smiles, extolling the virtues of this gorgeous little black dress. I actually started to get pretty upset. I've been told even though my legs will heal, I'll probably still have some pain, and I'll definitely have a lot of scarring. The dress was something I'd have loved prior to my accident, but my legs are way too much of a mess for me to dare to wear something like that anymore. I was just going to flick the channel over when they switched items to a hand reacher. You know the kind of thing I mean. It's a long stick with a sort of trigger thingy on one end and a pincher at the other. I had been using one just to help me reach things from my wheelchair, but this one was made of this beautiful dark chrome and looked much more solid than mine. In my sleepy state, I dialed the number on the screen and placed my order, instantly falling back to sleep when I was done. A couple of days later, my order arrived, and I have to say I was very impressed. It's a beautiful thing to look at, and I found myself using it loads. So maybe a couple of weeks later, the same thing happened again, only this time without the scary dream at the beginning. There were Claire and Rob, the presenters, shiny as ever, and this time they were selling some ladies' fingerless driving gloves. I have to confess to being a really girly girl, and I fell in love instantly because they were a lovely shade of pink leather. I know I can't drive at the moment, but I thought they'd be great for protecting my hands when I'm pushing myself around in my wheelchair. One-click ordering this time because I was already a customer, and they make it so easy for you to buy things. It turned out that particular program was all driving gadgets, and I got pretty fed up after that because, as I say, I couldn't drive at the time, and I did feel that Claire and Rob were rubbing my nose in it a bit. I dozed off but slept really badly after that. Again, a couple of days later, my parcel showed up, and again the gloves were beautiful. Whilst obviously leather, they were like nothing I've ever felt before. As soft as a child's cheek, and the most gorgeous shade, too. They're like a second skin, and my hands are so protected when I'm wearing them that I've barely taken them off. The next thing I bought was a knee brace. Having had the pins in one of my legs removed, my physiotherapist suggested it might be a good idea. Even though the torturous bitch, and you have no idea how much agony she puts me through. She did supply me with one, but My shopping channel had a much nicer one. Black, with shocking pink patterns on it. It was in the middle of a sports hour that was actually depressing the life out of me so much that I'd hit the vodka. But it was much nicer than the piece of rubbish the witch had given me. When it came, it was lovely. My latest purchase is by far my very favorite, and probably my most frivolous, but I had to have it. I only ordered it last night, so I was really surprised it came this morning. The service on that channel is second to none. I can hear Rob and Claire talking quietly in the background as I'm typing this. Which is odd, because I don't even remember turning the TV on. Then again, I haven't been sleeping, and I have to confess, I've been drinking quite a lot lately, and hitting the painkillers pretty hard, so maybe I'm just mixed up? Back to my newest purchase, though. It's made out of the same dark chrome-looking metal as my reacher, and the handle is covered in the same soft leather as my gloves, only a deep red. It's beautiful. I'm currently waiting for my physio to come, and when she does, I'm going to show it to her. The irksome witch will probably ask what I got it for. God, I really hate her. But to be honest, even I'm not really sure why I bought a gun. But everything else I've bought has been so handy, I'm sure I'll find a use for it.